Calkin. Check the description box below for tabs and backing tracks on my website, information about exactly what sound tools I'm using, including this handmade Daniel Fields guitar. It's for sale. Go check out his website. He's a great guy. And everything else. All the links to my courses and I don't know whatever else. Okay, ready? Gospel, classic, pop staples, the best. So, we're going to start with an A chord. I apologize, I don't have, I just realized no dots on the front, but man, we got beautiful dots on the side. Look at this guitar, it's beautiful. But 5th fret, A bar chord, right? Let's visualize that. It's going to break it on down to the top 4 strings only. And now I'm going to get out a 3rd camera so you can see my finger picking pattern. So step 1, if we want to do it pop staple style, our thumb is actually going to get, I'm holding that shape there. Cut to that shot. You can see the, okay, anyway. Yeah, there's that. And the interesting thing is, the thumb is actually going to get the A and the D and the G together. That's step 1. You just vibe on that for a while. Now, Pop actually, when he uses a thumb pick, but to make this, more doable for everybody, I was like, let's just not. But yeah, you could do this with a thumb pick too. See that top note there? That's step 2. Cool. That's like, an evening of sitting around on the couch doing that. And always, by the way, especially with this stuff, the temptation is to speed it up. My advice is to always do the opposite. Always drag it. Okay, so now let's go back to this camera where you can kind of see I'm going to be bringing in the 7th fret of the B string. And that's crazy because what that is a hammer-on. Is what's going on top, and that John Fahey does this too. I mean, any of the great country blues players do this, where what happens is, so that hammer-on lands at the same time that the thumb is coming through. Let's look at that again. It's hard. I'm like got 3 cameras on me now. And so that next time through, cut back to this camera, pinky's out. It's hard to stay in shot and get the angles of my hand right. Can I get this hand in? Oh. I'm going to cut this camera off. I think you can see the technique now. It's not easy. It's not easy. Again, it goes into that category of stuff I like that's not flashy, but is masterful in its own way. So the first 4 bars. Goes up. Makes an A7. That's the first 4. Now we got a D7 over here. Again, I'm sorry there are no dots on front, but think about this. You got a C chord. You got a C7, 1 fret up, the next fret up. And again, that thumb is taking care of most of this. And of course, the cool amp settings, all that tremolo. So that's going up there. And just on beat 2, I'm going to pop this clean D here. And I might, do 2, 3, and 4. God, that sounds so much like. that chord. If you don't know that chord, know it. Something I always say. Just double check the tuning as the weather changes. Nope, we're fine. And then you're back to the A again. And this is one of the coolest things that Pops does. With his thumb, he does a little blues fill in there. That's the sauce right there. Let's look at that. So it does the A thing to fill. And he's going to use, he does it thumb twice. Again, here's an A chord. There's A minor pentatonic at our 5th fret. Yeah, so it's a note and a hammer on. So you could have done it like that with an index finger behind the thumb, but that's not what he does, so I tried to do it his way. And then, more of A after that. And this is one of the coolest things. He could have just gone D7, E7, back to A. And when I watched, I watched clips, I listened to things. I saw one clip on YouTube where he put the D7 up here. So again, I'll call him out because I have no dots on this. 9, 10, 7, 7. But to me, there's a D chord. Here's also a D chord. These are caged voicings. By the way, go to my website to check out my caged courses, to book lessons with me, or to support me on Patreon. Thank you to everybody who does that. Thanks for watching this video. It's a weird world. This is a weird gig. But yeah, to me, that's a caged shape. It's a D7 in first inversion. What a cool thing to do. And then the E7 before it gets back to the A. So again, that turnaround. And again, this is all thumb for me. The E7, he does the same thing he did on the D7. Now, depending on what version you listen to, he could be doing the Carter thing where he actually flicks with the fingers this way. And yeah, I think on the album version, he's tuned down a half step. So he's an A flat on the record. So that's another way you could have done that. Again, I try to make things as easy as possible. Things can always be more complicated. We know that, so I always okay, let me strip things down to their core things. That's why I'm it's okay to do thumb. Now, if you were going to cover this song in your band and we're trying to do it exactly like they do it, in the quote-unquote chorus times when he actually, when they actually sing the Circle B Unbroken, they actually do go. He does a quick change at the end, but I just left it to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, A. So on the record, when they're actually singing the chorus, it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Slight difference. And then I had to put the melody in. That was actually the point of this lesson. Because, okay, little Uncle Eric detour. Learning melodies is such an important thing. Even, and simple ones. I did one where I took House of the Rising Sun, because it shows us as guitar players how simple things can be. It shows us how simple we can make it. We don't, if we need to make up a melody for our song or make up a guitar solo, they're one and the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. So it's a good idea to learn melodies because it shows your hands ways to move around the guitar that aren't just so guitar-tastic. So let's check it out. I'm visualizing this A chord here. 6 and 5. So yeah, I'm going to be using my sixths. That's an interval. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 notes between those notes. The top note's actually the important one. 9, 9, 7, 7. Oh, I hate saying the numbers, but I have to. It's 9, 9, 7, 7. Back to that A shape. Back up. Let's get that G natural, that 8th fret note, in there to make an A7. Cool. Here's the D chord, again at my 10th fret. So 12, 10, but I'm seeing this chord here. I might hit that open D if I feel like it. Here's a D chord, here's an A chord. 7, 7, 6, 5. Goes around again. Up to that 9 and 9 again, because I'm on that A. 12, 12. Nice little bend on this B string 12, which is A major pentatonic. That's the B.B. King box, isn't it? Yeah. But yeah. Oh yeah, do you see that little lead in? 12 and 12 there on the D and the B, which, that is actually on the D chord. It makes a D6. But we're just going to get these two. One lonely low E string, and then we go. Which is actually the same sixths as down there, but just over here. And they're on the E chord. Landing on 11 on the D, 10 on the B. But again, to me, these are caged things. Go to my website, check out my caged courses. I love caged. Because it really is true for most things guitar. I say it every week. Things kind of break down to, are you related to this shape of A? Are you related to this shape of A? This shape of A? This shape of A? Or this shape of A? And there's A major 7 there, 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 and so on and so forth. Anything having to do with anything is related to those shapes. I could done it with minor 2. I won't detour too much. It really does work. I swear. I raise my right hand and I swear on the gospel of Pop Staples that it does work. So the main thing, especially when working on this, with this fingerstyle stuff, and yeah, I didn't mute it, but you could have. That's a little more Merle Travis style to mute it, but I watched him. He doesn't. I think that's because it lets the tremolo through to not mute it. But your temptation will always be, once you get it, to speed it up. That's fine, but then immediately go like, what happens if I drag it, if I drag that tempo around? It just puts more stink on it. It makes you have to really make sure that everything is where you meant it to be. Now again, this is a freaking beautiful guitar that Daniel handmade. I mean, I don't know if you can see the craftsmanship, but go check out danielfieldsguitar.com. He's my good friend. He played guitar on my record. He does all my setup work. He's a good kid. I call him a kid because he's like 15 years younger than me, but he's not a kid. And he was like, Eric, I just made this beautiful guitar and I'm going to sell it. Can you play it on your channel, good buddy? And I'm like, of course I can, man. He even made these gold foils. You can hear, it's got a nice. This is a cool sound. And the knobs are wooden. He even made the little knobs. Or maybe he ordered them, but yeah, they're wooden. Yeah, this thing's great. And I'm so careful to not scratch it. That's why I'm wearing a little soft sweater, because I didn't even want to wear anything with buttons today. Yeah, so go check out Daniel's. Oh, wait. To me, this is the coolest thing that he did. This is what really sells it. I was like, wait, how is this on? How is the backplate on? He's like, magnets. You put little magnets. So just, if you need to get to this stuff, you don't even need a screw. It's with magnets. Okay, careful, Eric, with the very nice guitar. Thanks so much to everybody who supports me in all the ways that you do, even if it's just clicking like and subscribe. That helps me out with algorithm relevancy. As Bill and Ted would say, be excellent to each other. That includes yourself. Happy Friday. Eat pizza.